The last attempt Amber was making trying to get Johnny to waiver her debt to him has been finalized that she's going to pay him the $8 million regardless. This is good news because we know she had been pulling stunts on Johnny so she doesn't pay him. But it's really amazing how everyone was in support of this man, who we know to be super nice for his own good. It had been rumored that Johnny would decide not to take money from Amber because unlike her, he was never after her money, he was trying to tell his story. His truth. People thought since he's already told his part and the world has believed him, then it means that he won't ask for the money. His lawyers were also kind of another fuel to the rumor, although I believe they did it accidentally. Because when they appeared on a show and were asked about wavering the money and whether the rumors about it were true, Ben Chu said that if he said the real answer, it was disclosing attorney-client information and privacy, but his client wanted to save his reputation, not make money off anyone. When the final verdict was being made, the public was anxious that Johnny, being the nice softie that he is, would decide to let Amber go scot-free. And it was also more nerve-wracking because unlike the trial, the final verdict was not being aired live. No cameras were allowed, and now we had to wait for the entire thing to be over before we knew what went on behind closed doors.
Today, unfortunately, cameras are not allowed in the courtroom for this hearing, so I will be in there taking notes very diligently and letting you know what happens afterwards.
Honestly, I believe that Johnny might have felt pity for this woman who was once his universe and his love, and that he had even wanted to waiver the money, but she spoiled those chances herself. Amber has been turning up in shows, national shows, claiming that the judgment was all wrong, and that Johnny had won due to his influence and not from all that overwhelming evidence that proved Johnny innocent of her malicious claim. She claimed that all the women Johnny has been with were too afraid to speak out like she did because they knew what the society would do to them, and they were afraid. In other words, she meant that Johnny assaulted all his women, even the one who volunteered to come to court and speak for her friend who was once her boyfriend and tell the world that no, Johnny is a good man. He was nothing less than nice to me. When Amber had decided to blurt Kate Moss's name thinking it would help her story, Kate herself came to testify proving that Amber was nothing but a liar. But after the verdict, Amber still went around defaming Johnny, and when she was asked to stop by the public, her spokesman said that if her interviews were irking Johnny, he should just sit down in an interview with Savannah Guthrie himself. How rude. It's really refreshing knowing that she is going to pay for ruining his life, before and even after both their divorce and the trial. So Amber had thought that she would ride on Johnny's name for the rest of her life, and that's why she decided to write an op-ed that never mentioned his name, but claimed that Johnny was nothing but a monster and the world and the ongoing Me Too movement should be aware. She did all that just so she could get a boost on her recent movie Aquaman.
Ms. Heard said in words or substance that she wanted the op-ed to come out soon after Aquaman, correct?
I believe that's correct.
Who did she relate that to?
I don't recall, although I believe that there's documents that we produced that can shed some light on that.
Is Exhibit 38 kept?
After the trial, where the jury found her guilty of all the 3 charges against her, she took to social media stating how the verdict was a setback to women who have been trying for years to get their voice heard in court. She even made her own attorney go on shows and say the exact same thing.
To dismiss his case because he already had his shot, and that's one of the issues.
She also tried pretending to be poor and shopping from a place that she would normally not be seen going to, just so people could pity her and claim that she might be bankrupt and so she should not pay the money. But honey, when you were busy running your mouth, didn't you ever think of the consequence of what that running mouth could do? It's such a relief knowing that at last Johnny is getting the attention and fairness he deserves, and that the final judgment allows him to get that money from her. Hope she pays up and doesn't pledge it. No one believes in pledges anymore. Anyway, that it for this video. See you in the next one.